Good afternoon, my dear students. Now I am teaching you a new lesson from class 11 in the syllabus, a photograph. The name of the poem is a photograph. This is the first poem of your English syllabus of class 11 CBSE book. The writer of the poem is Shirley Tolson, Taulson. Shirley Tolson, the name of the poet. What does this title of the poem depict to you? Dear students, a photograph captures memory. What is the purpose of a photograph? We collect photographs to recapitulate our past. A photograph is the proof of our past. This is the importance of a photograph. Here, the name of the poem is a photograph. Here we see on the wall of the poet's house there is a photograph of a mother. It is a group photograph. His mother is in the middle of the photograph, and on the left side one of her cousin, and in the right side her another cousin. It is a group photograph. 3 sisters were in the photograph. And seeing that photograph, the poet remembers his mother. So, let us start the poem. The first line, the cardboard shows me it was when the 2 girl cousins went paddling. What does this mean? Here the word cardboard. You see, cardboard. Cardboard means cardboard represents the photograph. A photograph, it is framed. It is on a cardboard. So, here cardboard represents the photograph. Shows me it was when the 2 girl cousins went paddling. What does it mean, paddling? Paddling means swimming. Each one holding one of my mother's hands, and each one holding one of my mother's hands, and see the big girl. That means the poet's mother was the biggest among 3 girls, and in her left side one her cousin, and in the right side another cousin. And 3 girls were ready to swim. Some 12 years or so. His mother's age was 12 years at that time. All 3 stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. What does it mean? These 3 girls were posing for a photograph, and the photograph was being taken by their uncle, and the 3 girls were smiling through their hairs for the shot. They are smiling for the photograph. A sweet face, my mother's. His mother's face was very sweet, according to the poet. That was before I was born. This photograph was taken before the poet's birth. This photograph was taken when his mother was 12 years old. Obviously, the poet was not born at that time. And the sea, which appears to have changed less. And the sea. Sea means in the sea. Sea is a natural phenomenon. It never changes. It is as it is at the time of the birth of our world. But we, the human beings, are transitory. Our lifespan is maximum 70 or 80 years. Very, very short period in comparison with the lifespan of our world. So the poet says that 3 girls were not now in the earth, but the sea remains as it is. Okay, and the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient. It is very important line. Terribly transient. Terrible means very or great. Transient means temporary. Feet. The sea is a eternal phenomena of the world, is washing the feet of the three girls, but their feet are transient, means temporary. That sea which was washing the feet of that girls are remain same, but that three girls are not present now in this world. The first paragraph. Here we see a contrast between the transitoriness of human life and permanency of the natural phenomena. Second paragraph. Some 20-30 years later, the photograph was taken 20 or 30 years before. Now it is the time, 20 or 30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. The poet is imagining that after the taking of that photograph, his mother is looking at the snapshot and was laughing. See Betty and Dolly, two cousins of his mother. She would say means she might say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. All the three sisters were dressed up for swimming. The sea holiday was her past. After the taking of photograph, 20 or 30 years have passed. His mother was looking at the photograph and was remembering about her past, about her cousins, and smiling. Mine is a laughter, very important line. That sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. What does it mean? 30 years later, when his mother was watching the photograph, that incident was passed to his mother, but now his mother is a past to him. His mother is dead now. Mine is a laughter. The poet could not see the laughter of his mother again. Both Rai means disgusted. Rai means disgusted with the labored ease of loss. Here two opposite meaning. Labored, ease of loss. Labored means worked hard. Ease means no work. Two opposite words sit side by side to express the same meaning. Both Rai, that means both disgusted with the labored ease of loss. That means the poet's mother is lost. The memory of poet's mother is also lost. Here both indicates two things. One, the memory of poet's mother, and the memory of the poet about his mother. Two things. The memory of poet mother's means when she was swimming with her two cousins, that is the memory of poet's mother, and the memory of the poet about his mother because his mother is now dead. Both two memories are lost now, are no more. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. That means 12 years. In the first stanza we have seen that she was a 12 years girl. That means his mother is dead for 12 years. Already 12 years passed after his mother's death. As that girl lived, and of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. And of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. The poet has nothing to say. Its silence silences. Important word. Its silence. Here silence is noun. Silences is verb. The same word once used as a noun and at the same time it is used as a verb in the same sentence. That means everything is shut up. He will hear his mother's voice no more. And the silence replies his answer. And silence replies here. This is the poem, general meaning. Here we have to note some figure of speech. You see, stood still to smile. Here see, stood still to smile. It is alliteration. One thing, stood still to smile. It is alliteration. And terribly transient fit. This is also alliteration. Alliteration means when similar sound is repeated for some purpose, that is called alliteration. Here we see another thing, transient fit. Transient is a word which is not suitable for the noun fit, but here it is used. It is called transferred epithet. Transferred epithet. That what is transferred epithet? Transferred epithet means epithet means adjective. When an adjective which is not suitable for a particular noun is used for different noun, that is called transferred epithet. Transient is not fit for this particular noun, but it is used here. That is called transferred epithet. Here another thing, labored and ease. Two opposite words are used for the same purpose to modify the word loss. It is called oxymoron. Oxymoron. Oxymoron means when two opposite words are used to emphasize same noun. That is called oxymoron. Here another alliteration we see is silence. Silence is also alliteration. Then what is the, if we summarize the poem, the theme of the poem, what is the theme of the poem? Through this poem, the poet wants to say that a photograph makes him reminiscent about his mother, and it makes him reminiscent about his mother, and this photograph remembers him about his mother's past, and it also fills her heart with the love and respect for his mother. That's okay. Thank you.